Good afternoon. Thank you for joining me. I will be talking to you about how to make apple butter. Everything I have learned has come from my grandfather, Raymond Kincaid. He has taught me everything I know. We will basically be going over the basic way to make apple butter. First, we'll start out with cleaning the apples, cooking and smoothing the apples, and then eventually making the apple butters by adding in the sugar and the spices. So, to start off, by cleaning the apples, all you have to do is you start out with three sinks of water. You'll have to have a hot one for the first bath, a cold one for the second one, and a cold one for the third. You need 2 soft cloths also. For the first bath, you soak the apples in hot water, and then you go over them with the soft cloths, just rubbing away all the dirt that you can see. Next, you take the apples that you've already cleaned and you stick them into the cold second bath. And you do the same thing again, just making sure that all of the dirt is gone and you don't have anything left over. Then the third cold bath is just to rinse. You just roll them around. You don't need a cloth or anything. And then you set them out to dry. Next, you will core and you peel and core the apples after they have completely dried. While, While you are peeling the apples, you need to make sure you get off as much of the peeling as you can. Pull out the stem so that way it doesn't get caught when you're trying to core the apple and get into the apple butter. After your apples are cored, you just want to make sure that there's no leftover seeds, or you'll notice when you eat an apple there's a hard spot around the seed. You need to get rid of that. After you have done that, you need to place all of those apples into a clean container that you can cook in. After that, you want to put the apples that are in that pot on the stove in about 1 inch of water also. Don't worry about the water. The water cooks out along with some of the juices from the apple. It'll cook down to just a soft, smushy apple. After that has happened, you need to get your food processor ready, so that way you can pour your apples into the food processor so it'll smooth it out. You need to run it through the food processor at least 2 times. 3 times is the best, but at least 2 times. This will make sure that you have a nice smooth apple, but after you have completed running through the food processor, you need to just go and make sure you have no seeds, no stems, no peeling, and no lumps of apple that just didn't make it real good through the food processor and just didn't get chopped up completely. After that, you need to just take those apples that have already been smoothed out and put them into a copper kettle. As my family would, we put it into a 50-gallon copper kettle and we stirred this for the complete 8 hours by walking around the copper kettle with a large wooden, basically it's a spoon with holes. You will cook this for 8 hours, and about 6 hours in is when you add all of the spices. You want to add 10 pounds of sugar. You'll want to add 2 half ounces of clove and 4 half ounces of cinnamon. This will cook for an additional 2 hours. The apple butter will reduce down to, it'll reduce in the 50-gallon copper kettle. It usually reduces 4 to 6 inches. That's about 10 to 15 gallons of apples that has reduced out. That's just water, and this makes for a thicker, better apple butter. After the apple butter is completely finished, you want to make sure you have clean canning jars with clean flats and rings. You want to make sure not to get any of this on you because it is extremely hot and it will burn you and burn your flesh. After that, you need to get a colander that you can pour the apple butter into the jar without it overflowing. As soon as the apple butter is in the jar, you need to put your flat and your ring on so that it will seal and it will store correctly. This should store up to, and not limited to, 10 years. Apple butter is relatively one of the best things to store and keep because it will keep for so long. I hope I have informed you a great deal on how to make apple butter. If you have any more questions, you can always contact me, and I have really enjoyed sharing with you how to make apple butter. Thank you.